I'm going to give you a goal today. The goal is to become the most interesting person anyone could ever meet. Now, what does that mean? It means that when you approach people, you talk with a sense of ease. You ask questions. You're curious. You're someone who is not shy. You have a purpose. You have information. And you convey it in a way that is just free flowing, natural, unabashed, unashamed, and basically you're not going to apologize for what you have to say. You see, in this world, we tend to look at other people as being more important than we are. And we tend to automatically put ourselves in the state of, well, what I have to say is not that important. Or if a question I want to ask, it's going to be embarrassing. But if you look at a person for just being who they are, then you can approach them in a way that is not seen by that person, by everybody. Like example, you meet somebody and let's say they're from a different country, and you want to ask about their culture. Instead of you being shy and saying, I don't want to offend you by asking about religion or about race or about any political things, anything, sex, marriage, children, disease, whatever the case may be. You don't want to be perceived as being too pushy or too, like just too familiar. And so you say nothing, but you have these thoughts in your mind. What you want to do, you want to say what you're thinking with a filter. Okay. Like if you see somebody and you say, okay, this person is definitely from another country, they're from India. And you say, oh, where are you from? And they go, Milwaukee. But they say it with a thick accent. You say, no, your accent, that's what I'm saying. Where are you originally from? They say, oh, I'm from China or India or wherever the case may be. You say, oh, great. And then you start to talk about the country, ask questions. Oh, what made you want to come to America? How long have you been here? Are you a student? And you go on and on. And as you talk to the person, you start to see them opening up because they're kind of glad to talk about themselves. People love to talk about themselves and where they come from in their family. And you ask about cultural things like a lot of times when people who are from India, I ask about arranged marriages. Now, at first I thought it might be rude to say, you like one of those arranged marriages? No. I asked him, I said, was your marriage traditional? Like in your country, was it an arranged marriage or was it more American style? Because I heard that's happening now. And they go, no, we have an arranged marriage. And so you talk about that. Like, how did it feel when you first met? And, was it difficult for you to, realize you're going to be together and you have to do things? You let them talk about it, let them explain it, and don't be ashamed. Don't feel like, oh, this is too hard. No. What you have to do is you have to imagine yourself as being someone who you respect, like Tom Brokaw or Walter Cronkite or Dan Rather, a professional interviewer, and ask questions and receive the answer. You see, people do things automatically if you just approach them in a natural state. Like try this tomorrow, see someone you know, and call them out and do this. They'll come to you because that's a natural thing. And so if you ask someone a question without being apologetic about it, just being natural, they're going to acquiesce and they'll give you what you want. But as far as becoming an interesting person, it means that you become interesting to people because you are interested in people. The more you inquire, the more you show a concern, curiosity. People say, "Well, that's a good question. I like talking about that." And they would say, "I met this guy or this gal, and they were like no one else I've ever met. They were so interesting because they cared about me. They weren't just talking about themselves." And that's the important thing. Don't just talk about yourself. Don't just talk about what you can do, what you can, say, and what you've done. Ask questions, but test yourself. Really see if you can go deeper. If you see someone who you find attractive and you're timid, don't be timid. Walk to a person and just talk like that person. Don't, you don't have to stare them down or make them feel uncomfortable. Just say, "Oh, I've never seen you here before. How long you been in the city? Are you a student? Where do you work?" Whatever, just talk. If you want to ask them out, you can say, "You know what? I'm a little busy, but I'd like to get together with you for a coffee. See if we can, form a deep relationship, get to know each other a little better. Make a joke about that. If I don't like you, the coffee only cost me $1, and I can run away." But the thing about it is, you're always asking questions. You're always inquiring. You're always keeping things in a natural state. And again, the person will say of you, "That was an interesting person," because they were interested in me. And that's so important. So do that, starting today.